Hi, we'd like to thank y'all for letting us come out here today. This is our business plan, and we are Solar Flare. This is my sister, Shannon Diesch. She is a 10th grader from Battle Creek, Michigan. For the past 2 years, she's attended Western Michigan University. She loves math, science, and technology and space, so much so that she even completed physics and calculus while still in 8th grade.
This is my sister, Mikayla. She's a high school senior from Battle Creek, Michigan. She's currently sitting on the board of Yuri's Night and the Conrad Foundation Alumni Committee. In 2009, she interned at the Michigan House of Representatives and received 2 special tributes from the Governor of Michigan. Solar Flare spun out from a team that entered and won the Conrad Foundation Spirit of Innovation Awards. The foundation tasked us to create the first commercially viable space food product in decades, which turned out to be a nutrition bar that met the requirements of NASA. After the competition, Mikayla and I decided we wanted to market our bar, and as a result, it flew to the ISS on Endeavour in May 2011.
The bar market is over $3 billion as of 2010. Our space background is a natural lead-in for a functional food product that focuses on mental performance and cognitive health. There are a lot of bars in the market that focus on like diets or athletes, but none that really focus on nerds and their mental performance. And as nerds, we thought we should be better represented. So we have come up with a patentable process of stabilizing DHA, which is an omega-3 that makes up about 30% of the brain structure. And we found a way to stabilize it in our bar, which is pretty exciting. There's also a powerful marketing opportunity that comes from Shannon and my personal stories.
As Mikayla said, the bar market is about $3 billion as of 2010. The nutrition bar market makes up about $1.13 billion of that total. The bar market has grown significantly in the past 5 years, mainly due to the products positioned in the health and wellness category. Innovations in that category have grown significantly.
We have identified 3 major trends that support the vision of our company. The first is a focus on brain health benefit. People are becoming more and more aware of the importance of cognitive health. The second is a growth in the functional food market. And functional foods is basically any food that does more than fill you up. It provides antioxidants and fiber and has other health benefits. And the third is the advancement in nutrition science technology that has driven a consumer demand for these types of products.
To meet these growing trends, we've created Brainstorm, a nutrition bar that meets the requirements of NASA and supports brain health with inclusions of DHA.
In October 2010, we held focus groups to validate our concept. Our bar received a 4.0 on a scale of 1 to 5 in overall liking and a 4.1 in uniqueness. Our mental energy model was highly valued by customers, and when we added a reason to believe, such as contains omega-3 fatty acids, it added a great deal of purchase intent.
The fact that the product was developed specifically for NASA added a great deal of buying intent for the older generation. For young adults, the fact that we were teenage entrepreneurs that had created the product would inspire them to be more likely to buy. Mikayla and I are hoping that we can use this bar as a channel between young adults and space exploration.
For our go-to-market strategy, we are launching Solar Flare as a single-serve format with 4 SKUs, which a SKU is a stock-keeping unit, which is a fancy word for saying a flavor. Our distribution places us into major retail stores across the country. We plan to initially launch in regional markets and expand as we get larger. And our initial launch will be supported by an ongoing PR campaign and marketing efforts.
Solar Flare is planning on leveraging outsourced manufacturers and distribution partners to enable rapid scale without large fixed overhead. This means basically we're going to use an outsourced manufacturer to make our bars, then they'll send the bars to a distribution partner, and they'll send the bars to the store, which will sell them to the consumer. This will cut our costs because we won't have to invest in machinery to make our bars or trucks to transport them.
This is a list of all the stores that we would like to get into and the number of each store that we want to get into. They're split obviously into 5 different categories, and we want to get into Walmart, Target, CVS, Meijer, which you guys don't have Meijers out here, but they're pretty big back in the Midwest, and a bunch of other places.
The category average churn, which is how many bars get sold per week, is about 2.9 bars per week per store per SKU, which, as Mikayla said, is a stock keeping unit. This means if we have 4 SKUs, we'll sell about 12 bars per week per store.
The unit volume is 10.1 million units per SKU if we penetrate every store that we want to. At 70% all commodity volume, which means we reach about 70% of the stores that we want to, the average retail dollar volume will be $9 million per SKU and $36 million if we have 4 SKUs.
Gross margins will be healthy at 34% in year 2 and 39% in year 3. These are healthy for the food market. A hit home run is like 40%. So.
We hope to get into 2%, 7.5%, and 20% all commodity volume in years 1, 2, and 3 respectively, which will result in a 6.3 million gross sales in year 3 and 20.6 million in year 5. This will give us a company valuation of $15.75 million in year 3, and this is assuming a 2.5 times net sales, which is just the industry standard.
Some company milestones include us completing the formulation of our bar and having it fly on STS-134, which is Space Shuttle Endeavour. We've successfully completed our DHA stability testing. We've validated our concepts during multiple focus groups. We're in the process of filing patents for our DHA stabilization process. We've created multiple flavors to go to market, and we've established significant media presence with CNN, Fox News, MTV, as well as many others.
This is a list of our team and advisory members. They include Mr. Jeff Grogg, who was the VP of R&D at Kashi, Ms. Margie Jusick, who works for Kellogg's, Mr. Ernie Pang, who was a marketing guy for Kashi, Ms. Gwen Griffin, who is the founder and CEO of Griffin Communications, Mr. Rick Fisher, who is a online marketing whiz, and Congressman Mark Schauer, who's a local politician in our area.
We're currently seeking $600,000 in capital. We can either do this in a single financing or split $300,000 Series A and $300,000 Series B 12 months later. These funds will be used for production of our bar, our PR campaign, hiring key management personnel, and attracting marketing and distribution partners. Our anticipated exit strategy is a sale of the company in 3 to 5 years. There will be strong exit options generated with potential for significant return of investment for our investors.
And does anyone have any questions?
All right, so I'll ask the first question. So clearly that was a very professionally prepared and presented business plan. So you did a great job, and it was so detailed. It definitely hits, from the business I'm in, looking at business plans every day. It definitely hit all the key items. So the one question I've got, and I don't mean it to be a real hard question, but I do think it's worth asking, is we are at a space focused business plan competition. And the origins of the product are from this industry. But it just seems to me that, are you expecting to sign an agreement with NASA that this is the official nutrition bar of NASA? And I kind of mean that seriously, because if you're going to promote it as a product that's kind of tied to this industry, it seems like the promotion is focused on, well, I guess the astronauts would care about nutrition, not about improving their brain power in the 2 weeks they're up in space. So it's probably nutrition oriented. Are you going to kind of make this statement, and the main promotion would be, well, the astronauts use it, so therefore you should? Have you thought about how to tie it to the space industry?
We have. Part of what we want to do is we're trying to find a way to, like you said, tie it back to the space industry, because part of what we're doing is promoting STEM education to students, because we believe it's important to help inspire the next generation in space, because we were really inspired by this. And so we want to find a way to tie it back to the space industry, like you said, because that is really important to us. And then do you have anything to add, Shannon?
Yeah, basically what Mikayla said, we're working, there's another side of our company, which I don't want to go into all the details of because that'll take a long time, but we're reaching out to schools to inspire them about STEM and space, which is Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I had a question around kind of the uniqueness of your company. There's a lot of things that are very unique about the company itself. And one of the, I guess the secret sauce is, well, I guess sauce is probably the bad word for a nutritional bar. So the secret ingredient is your proprietary process for DHA, which I think is actually very critical. Can you talk more about the stabilization process? Who is doing that for you? When will it be patented? You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
So talk about the DHA process itself and
Okay.
why it's unique to you.
We have to be a little careful because we don't want to reveal any of our secrets. But what we have been working on is DHA is very, very unstable. The pure form of DHA, which is the oil, and it's all natural, and it smells and tastes like fish. And a lot of companies have tried and failed to find a way to stabilize it in their bar and have it so that it doesn't taste like fish, because I don't like fish, and trying to get the DHA or the benefits of DHA is really hard if you don't eat fish. So we have found a way to stabilize it using our patented formula, and we're actually currently in process of patenting it right now, actually. And we have been working with a food lab in Battle Creek, and we have signed an agreement with them for the process. So, and I think that answers your question.
In terms of mental energy in a bar, do people just want caffeine? I mean, we had a little discussion here about the diet of nerds, and we figured it was almost 100% coffee.
I think I drink. I don't drink coffee, but I think a lot of people
Just
like
wait until you start working.
I think they are.
A lot of people do like the energy that coffee brings, but a lot of people do get jitters and get obviously a little bit addicted to caffeine. And so if there's a way to get the energy and the mental awareness without coffee, I think that's probably a better way.
Have you guys considered more selling or licensing the DHA patent to a food manufacturer rather than trying to subcontract with the actual manufacturers?
We have talked about that. We haven't quite decided if we want to do that or if we want to keep it for Solar Flare specifically, but we have thought about
Yeah,
it.
we've had some discussions around that.
Can you talk about your future roles in this company? I mean, you're still in school,
Yeah.
college. It's an exciting company, and it's a very impressive presentation, but are you going to be running it, or?
Well, obviously we can't spend like all day at the office running it because we do have school and we have other focuses that we have to worry about. Our plan is, as soon as we get some funds raised, we're going to start searching for a management team. A few of our advisors have agreed to come on as part-time or maybe even full-time management, or to help us search for a CEO, because like I said, obviously we won't be able to run it properly. Like, I wish we could.
How big do you expect a business like this can get, standalone?
Well, there's one brand which we always talk about is Fiber One, which is a functional food that Kellogg started, I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago, and it is currently a $500 million business. So we're hoping we can get that big.
And are there any independents? As in, Kellogg have a brand and distribution separate. The challenge here, I mean, this isn't my area of
Yeah.
expertise, but I see the challenge here being more of a marketing and getting the costs down production challenge. And this is all things that are a lot easier if you're a big company like Kellogg.
Yeah.
So I wondered where you kind of see as an independent you can get to.
Well, part of the way we're doing it, it's actually a really good system, is using our outsourced manufacturers and brokers, because then we have very low overhead costs, and that allows us to scale at a really fast rate. I'm not sure any sizes of independent companies. We're from Battle Creek, so we have Kellogg's based there, so a lot of our stuff is based off Kellogg's data because we're able to get that easier. But I'm not sure sizes of independent companies
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
not sure. But a lot of our ingredients and manufacturing costs have been cut because people have been donating to us. So like we have a lot of ingredients in the lab waiting for us so we can produce it once we get enough funds to actually run it. But we have, like, a lot of people are donating stuff to us. So. Thank you.